So now we're able to update our post feed state from new post, but how do we actually add a post when we have some text and or an image? We'll need to create a function for it in post feed. So after handle change, we'll create handle add post. And for this we won't need to pass through an event because we're just going to send it on an on click, not on an on submit, since we don't have a form here with our new post component. So we'll need from props our auth data, and we'll want to call a function which we'll create called add post, to which we're first going to pass our ID of our auth user and our, let's call it, instead of user data we're creating, let's call this post data. That'd be more appropriate. So we'll pass through our post data that we're updating. So in our API file, let's create add post. So this is going to accept our auth user ID as well as our post. So we'll await axios.post to the endpoint API/post/new. We'll include the auth user ID in the path, and then a payload will just be post. We don't need to pass it within an object. And we'll get back our data and return it. So we'll head back to post feed. We'll make sure to import add post. We also want to make sure that we're not sending this post multiple times, that we can't click on the post button multiple times when a post is trying to be submitted. So we're going to add a property to state called isAddingPost, set to false. So before we call add post, we'll set state to update this to true. Then when our post is added, we'll get our post data back. And we want to do a few things here instead of just setting isAddingPost to false. We want to update the post array that we have in state and add it to the beginning. We want to add our newly created post, which we're calling post data, to the beginning of the array. So we'll create a variable called updated posts, and we'll use the spread operator to include first post data at the beginning of the array and then spread the rest of the array from this .state.posts. So this allows us to copy the array that we have in state of posts and simply add post data to the beginning of the array that we're creating here. We can set state, where we'll update posts with the updated posts array. We'll set isAddingPost to false. And additionally, to be in a state where we can add other posts, we want to clear out the text as well as the image, setting it to their default values. And we'll also want to take the post data and delete, using the delete method, the image that we put on it. Also, we'll catch any errors, where we'll pass through the error to console error and set state to say we're not adding the post anymore. So now we need to pass down handle add post to new post as well as isAddingPost. So we'll grab isAddingPost from state, pass that down, give it the same name. We'll pass down handle add post from this.handle add post, and we'll receive that in new post. So with the button that we have in card actions, we're going to disable the button if we have no text or if isAddingPost is true. And additionally, we'll add an onClick, which will execute handle add post. And we can also change the text when we're in the process of adding a post, we'll say sending if that's true, or just post if not. So we'll save all of our files, and hopefully we don't have any errors. So we'll attempt to add our first post, say hello, and we'll select our logo. We'll hit post. So we briefly saw sending there. Both of our values in state were cleared out. You no longer see the name here or the text. Let me just look at my network tab. So it looks like we're seeing a new ID for the post. See the text was set to hello, as well as the image that was created by our user and the current timestamp. So if we head to our database and then we look in our collections, we should see a new posts collection with our one post, with our text, our image, and if we go back to our static folder in our project, we should see in uploads a new picture, a new image with the dimensions 750 by 750 for that post.